So what is support and why is it important? For new players or returning Fire Emblem players that kind of forgot, support is basically a bond formed between two different characters. Usually a friendship, sometimes a rivalry. This bond normally includes special scenes for just these two characters.
No more talk! Give me that potato!
No.
But besides story building, why is it important? Well, it's important because besides just having this background between two characters, you actually get stat boosts when these two characters fight alongside each other. Now, the boosts increase as the bond increases. In Engage, there's 4 support levels: C, B, A, and Pact. Rank C through A can be grinded pretty easily as you progress through the story, or by dedicating a few skirmishes to just building support levels between characters. Now, Pact level can only be given to one person, and it can't be given until you complete a paralogue, which is unlocked during Chapter 23. Another really important note is that every character cannot get A rank support with every other character. In your pause menu, under Reference, if you choose Support and select a certain character, it'll bring up a list of every character that you've unlocked that they can gain support levels with. Alear, for instance, will be able to gain support with every single character, due to the fact that Alear is the main character. Anna, however, has one of the smallest support lists and can only get support levels with 8 different characters. So try to keep this in mind when you're trying to build support levels actively. Now, once you obtain at least C rank support with somebody, the support level will actually appear above the unit's head when selecting their counterpart, just to make things a little bit easier later on. When you move to a tile next to one of your supporting characters, you'll notice stat increases, which is fantastic. How much your stats are boosted are dictated by your support level, but which stats are boosted are dictated by the supportee's class type. Now, I didn't put together a comprehensive list because unfortunately I didn't think to do so until I started actually making this video. But with the testing I was able to do near the end of the game, most C rank supports were giving you a +10 to either hit or avoid ability, and they were giving you a +5 to either crit or dodge. On a side note, for those who aren't familiar, dodge doesn't actually mean your chance to dodge. Dodge is actually the counter to crit. So if you want to avoid being hit by crits, you need to stack dodge. If you want to try to avoid being hit in general, you need to stack avoidability. But getting back on track. Rank B support generally gives you a +10 to either hit or avoidability, and gives you a +5 and a +3 to crit and dodge. And this would flip-flop back and forth depending on whatever the class type is. Now, rank A support is where it got a little bit funky because depending on the class, you either got a +20 to either your hit or your avoidability, a +5 to the other stat, or if you were one of those weird one-offs like Key Adept was a bit funky because it gave me a +10 to my hit, but then it also gave me a +6 to my crit and a +5 to my dodge. So it seems like these stats are kind of all over the place, but you can either expect a +20 to one stat with a +5 to another stat, or a +10 to one stat, and then a +6 and a +5, somewhere within that range. Now, at Pact level support is where you get really spicy with some stat bonuses. Having Pact level support with Yunaka, because honestly, why would you pick anybody else besides Yunaka?
A new chapter starts today. I cannot wait to see what our future holds.
And currently running her as a cavalry unit, I was able to get a +10 to my hit, a +20 to my avoidability, as well as a +3 to my crit. Now, like I did say, I am a dingus and I didn't actually put together a comprehensive list. If anybody is aware of one, please comment down in the comments below. I will be sure to pin it. I'm also going to be searching for one, and I'm actually going through the process of making one during my second playthrough, so I should be able to have some of that information available, either when I make it or when I'm able to find it. Now you know what support levels are and generally what they do. But you may be asking yourself, okay, that's fine, but how do I raise those levels? And to that I would answer, well, by choosing one of these 5 ways. The first way, and probably the most unreliable way to gain support levels, is by using the arena. Now, if you want to raise support levels on somebody who has a lot of support options available, this place is okay, I guess. You get a little bit of support experience, and you have a decent probability of actually fighting somebody that you can gain support levels with. The second way to gain support levels, and this is only available to Alear, is by giving other characters gifts. Each character does have a list of gifts that they really like, which gives them more support experience, so it means you have to give them less gifts, but even if you give them something that they don't like, you still do get some experience. It just takes quite a while. Either during or after Chapter 14, I don't remember which one, but you do unlock in the Somniel the flea market, and that's essentially all they sell is gifts. I'll post a link to a guide that's pretty accurate and help me out a bit, but basically you get the gifts, put them in your inventory, find the person you want to talk to them, choose the option of gift, and then just keep spamming them gifts until they fall in love with you. Now, the third way to raise support levels, and a pretty reliable way, is in the cafe. How this works is you select 2 dining partners, and they appear near the top middle of your screen. Now, under that is the support section, where it will show you what support levels you have with each character. But underneath that, it will show you what support level those characters have with each other. If there's letters in this field for them, that means they can gain support levels. If there's just dashes, that means they can't, and I would suggest just picking a different partner, either the first or the second one, because you really want to use the cafe to gain support levels with your other characters, not necessarily with Alir, because like I said previously, you can just shower them with gifts if you want to gain levels. Now, once you've selected your dining partners, you want to choose a recipe that they both like, and preferably one that has the little shiny stars next to it. That means that the cook has a better chance of having a really good meal, which means higher chances of even more experience. Now, the fourth way of raising your support levels is by using Violet's ring. Now, this isn't viable until later in the game when you've actually unlocked the ring, but essentially you need to beat the paralog and then unlock the ability to have people whose spawn level go up to level 13. At level 13, you unlock the ability called Lost and Found. And what this ability does is if you finish a turn next to an ally who you can gain support levels with, based on your luck, there is a chance that this ability will activate and you gain support experience. Now, this ability is luck dependent, so I don't recommend doing this unless the person that you're trying to raise support levels with actually has a decent luck level. Just because more often than not, you'll wait and then nothing will happen. It's just a wasted turn. And the final way that I recommend actually grinding for support experience is by just doing any action that gives you level experience in combat. Now, this can be anything from actually fighting to just using a staff ability. Now, this is my more recommended way of doing it for people that are not Alir. Even if some of your characters are under-leveled, all you have to do is throw them in the back and just have them heal standing next to each other. A really easy way to do this is actually to get 5 people in a cross formation and have somebody in the middle that can gain support levels with all of the other 4 surrounding people and have them heal or do some sort of action in the back. It will actually gain support experience with every single person that they are in contact with that they can actually gain support levels with. Beyond that, there's not much else to it. I hope you found this guide helpful. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. Consider subscribing for more Fire Emblem and other game content in the future. Until next time, stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Peace.